Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thankful to the Kavita Katha Karma organization for giving me an opportunity to convey my views regarding the crisis of migrant labor, which you all are aware of. Now, coronavirus is a great leveler. There's hardly any country, any class, any creed which is not affected by it, directly or indirectly. So I'm reminded of an interesting incident which happened a few days ago. A patient of mine said that he is unlikely to get coronavirus because God is benevolent on him. So I smiled and I replied, God itself has created coronavirus and is personally overseeing its spread because the human beings have gone bonkers, especially with regard to unnecessary consumption, travel, and parties, which is leading to pollution on a massive scale. I think none of us had ever imagined that the scenes of 1947 would ever repeat again, especially in the era when there's mobile phones, there's so much of raid and roll connectivity, and we all have been watching disturbing scenes on television of people walking or cycling thousands of kilometers and some holding young kids. I would say that this journey is as perilous as climbing Mount Everest, and that without oxygen. So today morning only I read that four youth from Amritsar are planning to go to Balia in UP, which is 1300 kilometers from here by foot. Now, just imagine, where would they sleep? Where would they get food, water? And as a doctor, I know that such long journeys, unprepared journeys, can cause major problems like low blood glucose and even heat stroke. And what if an illness happens on the way? Who will care for them? So, if I was in their shoes, I would be very bitter. Bitter about my country, about my society, and about even humanity in general. Now, many of us think that before the lockdown, time should have been given for the migrants to go back, a week or so. But probably the authorities were afraid of sudden escalation of the pandemic, and it is easy to find faults in retrospect, but what would have happened if the lockdown was not enforced? Nobody knows. So it is not that the authorities haven't messed up. There are a lot of gaps in, they have tried their best, but still there are a lot of gaps, especially with regard to the food distribution and even the transport, and there's a lack of coordination between the various government agencies. Now the immediate concern of all of us should be to hold the hands of the migrants, feed them, give them financial support, and also recreate the employment opportunities. But that is easier said than done because this is probably the first time in our living memory that the demand has plummeted so low. So even the employers are helpless. Now, there's another aspect that coronavirus in our country is not having that much of severity as in USA or say Europe. The death rate is lesser. There are more percentage of asymptomatic cases and large percentage of cases are recovering. So therefore, we should not focus, we should be careful, we should have all the precautions, social distancing, but we should not focus only on coronavirus, because as has been said, the cure cannot be worse than the disease. And this crisis should also make us ponder over our obsession with statistics like GDP, growth rate, etc. Now, it is very clear that capitalism has major flaws and every life is precious. So, recently I was listening on a TV, a lady from Sweden, a country which is not following, having any lockdown. She said, my father has died, but my father was not a statistic. So, the skilled migrant workers, they are not affected to that extent. They have, some of them have their houses, own houses, and they are staying back. It is the unskilled migrant worker who is suffering the most, because many of them are staying on rent. They have they have plans to they had plans to go back home after working for some years. Now the landlords are pestering them for rent. They are already destitute because whatever the employer gave them is finished, and some of them are not getting any food or ration aid. So they are panicking and they just want to go home, because at home they know that their basic needs will be taken care of. So the government can and should make radical changes in the policies. Even if a person migrates, the ration card should be transferred to that place, its benefits. I mean, it should be portable. And then the benefits of ESI and Provident Fund should be available even to workers in the informal sector. And the free treatments of medical for medical problems, that is the Ayushman Bharat scheme, should reach every nook and corner of the country. What all we can do? We can do a lot. Even small gestures from us can make a major difference in their lives. We can feed them, help them financially, lend an ear to them, reassure them, and in future, I think every Indian should cut a bit on luxuries and try to enhance the wages of the workers. The economic benefits of such an exercise will ultimately come back to us only. If we can spend, if we can donate lot of money to religious institutions, we can also keep some for our workers. So I'm reminded of the ancient Indian idiom, Nar Seva, Narayan Seva. Thank you very much.